we have reached December. And, knowing that we have reached this point of the year, it is that time of the year when we get to celebrate the various holidays that make this part of the year so special. And last year, we wanted to have someone celebrate that particular event for themselves here in Final Fantasy XIV. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, the footage was lost and we were never able to show what happened on that day last year. So this year, we're giving the guy who had the opportunity to try it last year an opportunity to try it again. So ladies and gentlemen, let me reintroduce you to our original Warrior of Light himself, the one and only EDSS. And so with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here in Novora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. And as you can see, we have returned to the time of the year, where we are getting to take part in the Final Fantasy XIV Take on Christmas, known as the Starlight Celebration. Last year, we had the opportunity to have EDSS go around giving gifts to young children all over the 3 cities, Lim-Solominsa, Gridania, and Ul'dah, as well as the 3 housing areas that you could go into for the event. This year, as has usually been the case throughout all the seasonal events, they give you an opportunity to do things a little bit differently, and this year will be no different. So instead of giving out gifts, we'll be helping out with the Starlight Celebration in a different way entirely. But how will we do it? Why don't I show you? So, let's go over to this side. We're here in Lim-Solominsa, where this year's main focus of the Starlight Celebration will be underway. So the person we want to speak to is going to be, if I can get my bearings right, the person I want to speak to is going to be over here. Yeah, so we'll take a brief moment from the beautiful Christmas-themed music to speak with Colis, our reporter here for the Harbor Herald, who has the level 15 challenge entitled For Whom the Starlight Bell Tolls. Colis, a reporter for the Harbor Herald, would ask your aid in securing an interview. Lovely to meet you. The name's Colis. I'm a reporter for the Harbor Herald, Lim-Solominsa's premier gazette. And let me tell you, no one is as excited that I am that the season for the Starlight Celebration has rolled around again. I don't know if you've heard, but my sources in the Adventurers Guild tell me that the Starlight Celebrant is planning an event that will resurrect a long-lost Starlight tradition. Doesn't that sound wonderful? I'd hoped to put together a piece on the special edition of the event, only it seems there's been some kind of problem, and all the little helpers I've tried to interview have given me the vaguest of responses. You're in good standing with the Adventurers Guild, aren't you? Fancy helping reporters share the word on the happiest time of the year? I need you to speak with Bainfeld. He's this year's celebrant, and convince him to respond to my questions with definitive answers. You'll find him at the Aft Castle. Make preparations for the festivities. Please, adventurer, I'll be ever so grateful. I do believe we can accommodate you. So why don't we do just that? So last year, we had a female Mikote being the main celebrant for the Starlight Celebration. This year, since it's Lim-Solominsa, and this shouldn't come as much of a shock, we have a big burly Rogadin that's going to help us out, Bainfeld. So let's go ahead and give him a talking to. This isn't going well at all. Hey, need a word with me, do ye? Yep, I've come to help you out in a way, if you'll let me. Aye, I know that I'll ask you speak of. Me bosses in the Adventures Guild told me a Harbor Herald reporter be around, and that I was to answer all their questions. Seems she means to write up some special piece on the Starlight Celebration. I'd love to help her, I truly would. The event we're planning could use the publicity, but unless we sort out the bleeding snag we've hit, there might not be any kind of event to write about. Here, you look at it like a capable bloke. We could sure use another hand with the preparations, and there'll be a reward for it. Are you in? Yeah, I think I could do that for you. I expect you already know the tale behind the festival, aye. Ishgardian soldiers lending their red jackets to wee freezing orphans and all that. Well, there's another part to the story what don't get told as often. Before the soldiers would set off to round up the young'uns, they would always play a special melody on the signal bells. The sound of them bells echoing through the frigid night air was said to bring the biggest bloody smiles to the orphans, and even a few hard-bitten veterans as well, I'd wager. It's a damn shame then that this particular tradition wasn't adopted into the celebration along with the Crimson Coats. Ever since the Calamity made a bloody mess of Eorzea, we've been doing our best to put the place to rights, but the Galleons and Beast tribes ain't making it easy for us, and the unended flow of refugees don't help matters neither. And when old grow-up Stu is frown and grumble, it creates an atmosphere of despair for the little ones. How often do you see the younglings truly smiling these days, eh? Yeah, an example right there. That's why the Adventures Guild decided to do so special this year. It's time we resurrected an old custom to ring in the celebration and put some big bloody smiles back on folks' faces. The Temple Knights of Ishgard were only too happy to dig up their old signal bell from where there was rusting in some musty storehouse and then ship them here for the festival. No matter how much we cleaned and oiled the main bell though, we couldn't get that damn thing to ding, let alone dong. The guild's coffers was all but empty for this event, and the Admiral has gone and invited a bunch of high and mighty dignitaries to attend the opening ceremony. We can't afford to fail. You'll see this through to the end though, won't you? Get that bell to ring and I promise I'll talk that reporter's bloody ears off on any subject she cares to name. First, you'll need to head to Uldar, track down Hervé, he's the guild's top goldsmith, and see how things is going along with the bell repairs. And so, that is exactly what we will do. Let us make haste for Uldar. So yeah, we won't have to actually walk all that far to get to where we need to go for this. Yeah, it'll be a quick jump over to the Adventurers Guild in order to get to where we need to go. Yeah, and it didn't take long for the music to quickly change from day to night. I mean, after all, this is the Starlight Celebration, so perhaps it should not come as much of a surprise that we should be doing this in the evening. Let's make a quick run over here to this particular area. And we're gonna get to meet with Hervé here. Here's the man. And here's the bell he's working on. Yo, ADSS. Uh-huh. So is that supposed to impress me or... Oh! You must be the bloke Beinfeld mentioned. Well, your timing couldn't be better. I just moved the bell's clapper, you see, and was surprised at how light it was. When I took a closer look, I realized that its middle had been eaten away by rust, which explains why no amount of adjusting or oiling could give the bell a satisfying clang. The problem is I haven't had the slightest idea of how to forge a new one. That's a job for a smithing, not a goldsmith. I suppose we'll just have to ask around and see what we can find. Do you know anyone who can craft an iron clapper? Get your hands on one, and I'll tell Beinfeld to dig a bit deeper for your reward. Meanwhile, I'll try my luck with the local merchants. But now here's the interesting thing. An iron clapper can be crafted using blacksmithing or purchased on the market boards. And, thankfully, since Mathia just so happens to be proficient in blacksmithing, and since the two are both part of the same free company, I already come with an iron clapper in tow, because I had Mathia craft a whole bunch of them for the FC, so that all of the members could take one and use it in this particular situation. So, since we have an iron clapper from Mathia, the little Starlight helper that he is, let's go ahead and give this to Hervé. No, none of my usual merchant contacts seem to deal in bad parts. I wonder if it's too late to commission a blacksmith. Well, no need to worry. We got help from the new Warrior of Light to give help to the original. You brought me a clapper, but where did you... Never mind, let's attach it to the signal bell right away. And so... Getting hard at work there. Sounds rather nice. Sounds just like a bell should. Well, it certainly sounds like a bell now, doesn't it? It's just that this melody is rather... Could I be reading the music wrong? Well, then this lady in black steps in. You there! What was that song you were playing on that bell? Well, if it ain't one of the Saints' little helpers. That was a tune we were taught by the Knights of Ishgard. We're attempting to reenact an old tradition for this year's Starlight Celebration, you see. This was once a signal bell for an Ishgardian barracks, and we've only just restored it to working order. As you may have noticed, however, the melody isn't quite festive enough. Let me ask you a question, lad. What exactly are you ringing this bell for? Why, to make this year's Starlight Celebration a resounding success, of course. The Adventurers Guild has spent a veritable fortune on festival preparations, and failure is simply unacceptable. I knew it. And what is the Starlight Celebration supposed to be for then? Is it for the prestige of the bloody Adventurers Guild? Or is it for the happiness of young'uns all across Eorzea? That is to say... Now, I'm barely half an artisan myself, but even I can see that you've done a nice job of restoring an old signal bell to its original state. But maybe you've let yourself get carried away by your desire to resurrect the past? Over the years, the Starlight Celebration has grown into a festival with the sole purpose of bringing joy to the children. Maybe this building and custom of yours needs some adjustment as well, to match the era into which it's being reborn. You're absolutely right. Somewhere along the way we lost sight of the true meaning of the celebration. The spectacle became more important than the happiness it was intended to create. But that ends right here. We'll turn this prideful mess into the joyous festival was meant to be. Somehow. A little help? Little helper? Ah, you silly oaf. Must I do all the thinking for you? All you need to do is to take that tired old melody and add a little magic. Make of it a spell what enchants the ears and brings a smile to a young man's face. Edie, lend this sort of hand, would you? I feel better knowing you were involved. Add a little magic to the melody. I think I understand, but we'll need someone that can make it more festive without completely overshadowing the original tune. And I know just the man to do it. Kaha knows the composer of a famous orchestra and the Gridania right now for the celebrations. Take the bell and the sheet music to him and see if he's willing to come up with a new arrangement for the song. I'll head back to Banefeld and figure out how to include more younglings in the audience. Contacting all the orphanages in the realm and inviting them to Limsa Laments of the performance should make for a good start. To hell's with the budget! Yes, I'll spare no expense. Yeah, and apparently we're bowing before the bell before we go on our way. So, let's make our way back over to Gridania for the first time, and I will see you guys there in a moment. This perhaps should not come as much of a shock, but if Gridania is involved with any seasonal event, you know that eventually we're gonna have to come to Mikedo's Amphitheater. And it is certainly appropriate this time around, especially since we have to deal with a composer. Here's our good man Kahono. Let's see what he has to say. Yes, I am Kahono. Yes, the Kahono. The orchestra is not presently accepting applicants, so if you would so kindly... Yes, I have something for you, sir. It's a bit heavy, though. And you would have me rearrange this into a less dreary melody. Very well, anything for the children. I'm afraid, however, that the signal bell is not a particularly versatile instrument. There's little even the great Kahono can achieve with such a limited musical scale. So now, here's where it gets really fun and interesting. Oh-ho! Then mayhap the bell is overdue for the gentle touch of innovation. We're about to be visited by someone. It's time to go back to the Hildebrand mysteries and meet with Hildebrand's father, the master goldsmith Godbert. And thankfully this time he is not dressed in merely his underwear, though he could use some pants though. Ah, if it isn't the Saint of Nemea himself! I've overheard your little dilemma. It just so happens that I have some small skill with goldsmithing. If it is extra notes you need, then it is extra notes you shall have. There you go there, Godbert. Get to it, man. It's hammer time! Crafting miracles is the Starlight way. A masterpiece to brighten your starlight day. soon after... See how it shines, see how it glimmers, and if it doesn't produce the sweetest of sounds, then I shall eat my Starlight hat. If you were wearing one. Impressed, Mr. Kahono? How are you going to make it ring with it on the ground there? The richness of the timber is inexplicable. Its ringing reverberations will enthrall both adults and younglings alike. It is an old bell to be sure, but the restoration work was impeccable. The new clapper, that was your doing, wasn't it, TD? Actually, it was Matthias. He's just sharing the joy this holiday season. It certainly made my task far simpler than I anticipated. Well, I'm glad that this humble wandering pilgrim could be of service. Mayhap we shall meet again someday. Ho ho ho! Yes, thank you very much for your help there, Godbert. And if you think that the helping is done, well, it's not. There's more to come. I shall begin work on the new arrangement immediately. The saint's genius is called to my own. And so we can hear him scribbling on some paper. And it is done! Pray convey these masterpieces, both the reworked bell and my Starlight melody, to your colleagues in Limsa. Your audience shall be enchanted, I assure you. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you for everything that you've done. Yeah, we have to paint over to Godbert here. An acceptable result, but not enough flair for my taste. Time to dust off the link pearl and make some calls. Yeah, remember the extra help I was talking about? Well, we'll see it soon enough. So yeah. Hey there, little fairy. Nice to see you too. But you're not the reason we're here, so... Yeah. Dragoons abound apparently today, so... Let us now make our way back to Limsa, and I'll meet you there again in a moment. So to continue on this quest, we come in Limsa not back to the Aft Castle, well at least not yet anyway, but instead to the markets at Hawker's Alley. So it's here where we're going to find Banefeld, or Banefeld rather. Hey there, big man. Edie, heard they told me everything will happen and I decided to get some extra shopping for the festival while I was waiting for you to get back. Well, we have what you're looking for now. Everything satisfactory? Oh, so this is a new improved bell, and a newly arranged melody to boot. You've been more help than I deserved, all things considered. Henry's tale opened me eyes to what proud clothes we've been. I've already been in contact with the Admiral about cancelling that overblown opening ceremony, and she took me explanation with good grace. It's time we started thinking with our hearts and not obedient in coin purses. We'll throw the best damn Starlight Celebration these little ones have ever seen. Thanks to you, we got the bell and the song sorted. Now we just need to do something about that boring old metal frame. That's actually what brought me here to the markets. I was looking to decorate the bell frame and make it a proper part of the festivities. But I'm afraid I have less sense for choosing decorations than a blind Sahagan. Ah, now I understand why our assistance was required. Yeah, here's the extra help. If it does our task to put smiles on little faces, then they shall be the widest smiles they can possibly be. But you're all guildmasters, ain't you? Yeah, that's actually true. Going from left to right, for those of you who don't necessarily play this game or aren't familiar with them, going from left to right, we have Redolent Rose of the Weavers Guild in Ul'dah, Gava of the Leatherworking Guild in Gridania, Serendipity of the Goldsmiths Guild also in Ul'dah, and Brethael of the Blacksmiths Guild here in Limsa. Oh, surely you just good, sir. We are merely the saints' little helpers wandering the land in search of good deeds to perform. It was a saint himself what set us on this task though. Seems you could use a hand with some decorating, eh? Fortunately, we all have a certain amount of experience with such things. Oh, sorry, you just leave it to us. Yeah, I had to clear my throat a bit. Yeah, bit of shock there. What the 7Ls just happened? You know, I sent Helve off on a shopping errand of his own. You don't suppose the little helpers will track him down as well, will they? Let's go check on him, the poor unsuspecting bugger. Yeah, why don't we do just that? We'll be able to fast-track things by making our way over to the Aethernet Shard, because he's going to be over at the Arcanist Guild here in Limsa. It's not that far of a walk, but we're gonna expedite things, of course, for the purposes of the story of this episode. Hervé! Good to see you, but why are you here at the Arcanist Guild of all places? I thought this would be the perfect place to pick up some exotic and interesting for the decorations, but there's not to be found. Edie, what are you doing here? Well, I came to give you a little bit of assistance. As I always do. Leave it to an expert in procuring rare ingredients, lad. I've already spoken with the Arbor Master and secured a box of wonders from distant shores. Yeah, we already had 4 guild masters from the various crafting guilds join us, and now we have the other 4. These are Lingsath from the Culinarians Guild here in Limsa. Also from Limsa. Well, you should, if you remember my Realm Reborn Let's Play, you should probably be familiar with the other 3 next to him. They are Hananza of the Armorers Guild, Severian from the Alchemist Guild in Olda, and Beaton of the Timbermaster of the Carpenters Guild in Gridania. The 3 on the right were of course responsible for helping us to help out the esthetician Jean Delan. Guildmasters? Where? I see only little helpers. You'll not find much when your objective is so hazy. Narrow your focus and consider what it is the client truly desires. It will be best if you entrust that bell to us, child. Here you go. Yeah, we'll take care of it. Fear not, we'll take care of everything. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I said we were getting more help, did I not? I'm all dreaming, or was our final task just so taken over by the master artisans of the 3 different city-states? I gotta see this for myself. Quick, back to the off castle. Yes, indeed, we must hurry. Let's get a little spring in our step and get ourselves back over there right now. Yeah, that took you a bit aback, didn't it? I'm sure some of you who are probably watching this are probably just getting back after watching the premiere night for Star Wars The Force Awakens. You have to tell me if you actually were there and if you enjoyed it or not. And after enjoying such a wonderful gift as that, how can you go wrong with enjoying such a wonderful gift as this? So, we're asked to examine the Starlight Bell, so let's do just that. So we gotta wait for everyone else to show up. Suddenly lights up nice. Boy, the gold is beautiful! It was amazing! A gang of little hoppers came rushing in like the wind and dumbed them bells so pretty before I could even blink. I ain't never seen nothing like it! I should have expected no less from the guild. The saints' little helpers. I'll be sure to thank them all. What do you say, Edie? Shall we ring in the celebration? Let's light up the face of every child from here to the harbour. And so how shall we do this? This way. Final Fantasy XIV theme music. Because why not? Yeah, there's our lovely little reporter, and she got exactly what she was looking for. And as for these two... Hey there, Godbert. Now, I think we're supposed to recognize the girl on the right, but I don't know who she is, to be quite honest. I mean, given that this involved a lot of people who you should have been at the very least, in communication with during the various quests you've done during the game, I actually don't know who the Lady in Black is. Maybe if one of you knows, you can comment and tell me who it's supposed to be. Anyway, it's important to preserve the past. But it's the culture and customs that grow and thrive with the passage of time that are truly history's treasures. That's what sings to people's hearts. Ho ho ho! I'm sure the Ashgarians who began this tradition of giving will be pleased with the joy the Starlight Celebration continues to bring. Yeah, we see over there. And so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and speak with Banfeld again to complete the challenge. Hey there, big man. I have to thank you again for all you've done, Edie. You've helped us steer us back to the road we ought to have been walking in the first place. Speaking of which, that reporter from the Harbour Herald sends our thanks as well. I promised her a full interview at her earliest convenience. Meanwhile, I'm more young into the light with that enchanted melody. Mark me words, and the whole bloody realm span afore this festival's done. And so with that, for whom the Starlight Bell tolls, the seasonal event for the Starlight Celebration 2015 is completed, as well as Edie's long-awaited opportunity to have the quest he always wanted to get, but because of technical difficulties, the footage was lost. But this time, it will not be lost. So, experience, gil, plus 3 new items, a set of reindeer antlers, gloves, and hooves, goes to those who complete this challenge. Plus, we unlock the achievement, Needs More Bell. Or, in the case of Christopher Walken, more cowbell! But, in any event, we have done it. A year after things went wrong and we were not able to get the footage we wanted to get for the Starlight Celebration, the gift has finally been given by EDSS. And he can now finally have the solace, and so can I, that he has done well for this particular event. And so, wow, I guess I will probably be joining you again next time in a couple of weeks for the special New Year's celebration. It's known as Heaven's Fall, and it will be taking place around New Year's Day. But I expect it'll get started perhaps on New Year's Eve, which is probably when I will join you guys again. I will be going on vacation on Sunday for a week. And then I'll be back. I'll probably get in the opportunity to record a few more Earthbound episodes before we get started on the big project that I want to begin on New Year's Day. And so I look forward to seeing you all when that happens, and I hope that all of you enjoy it, as well as everything else that you'll see here at Let's Play Novora Autism. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. And when I join you again, we will convene again in 2 weeks' time for the Heavensfall celebration to ring in 2016. And so, on behalf of our original Warrior of Light EDSS, this is Matthew and Novora Autism saying take care, and I'll see you soon.